Welcome back to the Whistler Public Library. I'm your Sea to Sky host, Nicole Fitzgerald, and you're watching The Express. There is nothing nicer on a rainy day than cozying up with a cup of tea and a book in front of the fire. Another popular thing to do is dinner parties, toasting your friends with wine and beer. But trips to the liquor store can be expensive, so why not brew it yourself?
Bottles and cans, the smell of beer, wine, and yeast in the air. Brewing your own beer and wine is a hobby that can save you money. And for Glenda and Pauli Von Yu, owners of Von Yu Brew, it started as just that, a hobby.
We started in '92, so 20 years ago, and started by fluke, just through a friend, and a hobby took off.
Something off dry, some fruitiness, or dry, depending on the mood.
Yeah. Step one of making your own brew is choosing what you want to make.
And what you'll see is we have the premium juice and the...
I've decided to go with a South African white wine, the Chenin Blanc.
So what exactly is in here then?
Fresh grape juice and grape juice concentrate.
Okay.
This is our box here. It's a bag and box system.
So this process, do you think anyone can do it? I mean,
absolutely.
Never done this.
Yes, no, it's simple. We always say if you can make coffee, you can make wine. This is a 15-liter kit.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just pour that in there and then rinse the bag with some more warm water.
And this is the part that I have to do?
Yes, that's right.
What's the reason behind that?
At this point, you're starting the alcoholic process, or the process of making alcohol.
And that's the law says that I...
Yes.
Okay.
So you're looking for stability, obviously, and alcohol.
Right, of course.
Once you have your brew ready to go, it's off to the fermentation room where your wine sits for 6 weeks until it's ready to be bottled.
At this point, the customer comes in, prepares their bottles, fills the bottle, puts the cork in it. If they'd like, they can do the shrink cap and the label just to give it a more professional look. And at that point, they take it home and try and sit on it and then enjoy it.
Beer drinkers have a similar process, but only having to wait 2 weeks.
You would mix the product, add the yeast. We would babysit it for the 2 weeks, filter it, carbonate it with CO2. You would come back, bottle it, and at that point, take it with you.
And the secret to making the best beer and wine? Keep it clean.
It's just have to keep everything clean, and you have to do the racking when it's ready and do the filtering, and yeah, as long as everything is clean.
Like so many things, you start with a good product and keeping things sanitized, sterilized. That's a big part of the job.
Pauli loves beer and Glenda loves wine, but the best part of their jobs is the people.
Dealing with all kinds of customers, and it's more like a hobby than a job almost. People are happy, and so that's good.
You'll get people where you meet mom and dad with smaller children, and 10 years later, the kids are here making their own product. So it's nice to feel like you're part of the community. You're grown up with Langley.
I'm Peter Verge in Langley for The Express.
Von Yu Brew also has the ability to make port, ice wine, and sherry. The Whistler Public Library is more than just books. You can take out DVDs, magazines, and even video games. Next, nothing is faster than the speed of light. Well, maybe except for the razor-sharp wit of Cam Cronin. Let's check in with the H.R. McMillan Space Center.
Cam?
Yeah?
What are you doing?
Trying to measure the speed of light. It's a question we get here a lot at the Space Center, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to do it because my watch just doesn't have as much precision as I would like, and with my flashlight. Do you have a way of measuring the speed of light?
I have a delicious way we can measure the speed of light.
A delicious way. Well, hi there. It's Cam and
Raminder Samra.
We're here at the H.R. McMillan Space Center for The Express, and we are going to show you, as Raminder said, a delicious way of measuring the speed of light.
It's a very simple equation for this.
If you say so.
Right. So, the speed of light is equal to the frequency of the same light times the wavelength of light.
Okay.
Now, we need all the chocolate chips, so please stop eating them.
Okay. All right. This is so good.
So we know the frequency of the microwave.
Yeah.
It says that on the back.
Okay.
So we'll assume that's correct.
Okay.
And all we need to do is measure the wavelength of the light.
Okay.
And so once we know the wavelength, we get speed of light.
Okay, so we've got them all spread out, and now what are we going to do?
We're just going to pop them in the microwave and cook them.
All right. How many minutes should we put that on for?
Put it in a minute.
A minute, all right. Okay, so it's finished. It's cooked for about a minute. So let's pop it open and see what happened. These ones are all melted. The center, they're not melted at all.
Exactly.
But you can see here, these ones are all melted here. Those are melted there. How do we figure out the speed of light based on this?
So we need to know the wavelength of the light of the microwave radiation here.
Okay.
So measuring with a ruler, distance between these two.
Yeah.
The hot and the cold bit.
Yeah.
I get about 6 millimeters.
Okay.
That corresponds to half a wavelength.
Okay.
So we double that.
Mm-hmm.
So our wavelength is about 12 centimeters here.
Okay.
We multiply 12 centimeters by the frequency of this microwave.
And the frequency of this microwave is
2,450 megahertz.
2,450 megahertz. Okay.
So we multiply those two and we'll get the speed of light.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Oh, you done?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the value I got was 294,000 kilometers per second.
Wow. That is pretty fast.
It's very fast.
Kilometers per second.
Per second.
That works out to like 1 billion kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
Jeez. So there's no way I could have timed that with my watch. That's
No.
really...
The actual value is 300,000, so I'm pretty close to it.
Nice.
Using
Good.
this delicious
Using this delicious method. So this is actually something people could try at home if you don't mind sacrificing some chocolate chips. Thank you. For the Express here at the H.R. MacMillan Space Center, I'm Cam Cronin.
I'm Raminder Samra.
And you know what? Science can be tasty.
The Space Center does have events that are geared towards adults. The Light and Laser Show takes place every Saturday night, and it's accompanied concert music from Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. You're watching The Express at the Whistler Public Library, and you'll only find it on Shaw TV. The Whistler Public Library is a great resource for fall reading, but also to log in some computer time as well. More than just bookshelves, did you know that a community library is an invaluable tool?
The Digital Learning Centre, our Shaw Digital Learning Centre, is great. We've got 12 computers in there, so you can book it 15 minutes, half an hour, and it's free with your library card.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
Hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by The Lounge Hair Studio, loungehairstudio.com.
Welcome back to The Express on Shaw TV. Reading groups, computer tutorials, and event spaces. The Whistler Public Library never has a shortage of ideas on what to do on a rainy day. Let's bookend it with the Express Spotlight. Documentaries get political at the Whistler Library all winter long. Once a month, Cinema Politica hosts films covering social, political, environment, and economic issues on Friday nights. Join 250,000 other writers who are setting out to write a 50,000-word novel in 1 month. Keep library shelves stocked. Drink, eat, and be wordy at the Pemberton and District Public Library, Wine and Cheese. Our local libraries are always looking for support. Here at the Whistler Public Library, you can adopt a book and dedicate it to someone you know. They'll put their name right on the book. Another thing to look out for is the Canadian maple leaf, and then you know you have a Canadian author. Into the Heart of the Country is an incredible read, and that wraps up this week's show at the Whistler Public Library. If you'd like to see more of our Shaw stories, just visit shawtv.com. From all of us on The Express, thanks for watching, and we'll leave you with a look at the arts.